Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So Republicans talk of ousting Speaker Mike Johnson over spending deal furor. The House of Representatives spent a bunch of money this weekend. So let's check out this article from Newsweek. Some Republicans in the House of Representatives have discussed vacating House Speaker Mike Johnson over the spending agreement he made with Democrats over the weekend. Johnson could face the same fate as his predecessor after some conservative members of Congress were outraged over the Speaker's budget deal with Democratic leadership, struck in an attempt to avoid a partial government shutdown as the January 19 funding deadline nears. The Louisiana Republican was appointed 56th Speaker of the House of Representatives in October 2023 after Kevin McCarthy was vacated from the position the same month after negotiating with Democrats to try to avoid a government stoppage. On Sunday, Johnson, Democrats Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries announced a tentative agreement that would establish an overall spending level of nearly $1.66 trillion in 2024, similar to the bipartisan deal struck last year between President Joe Biden and McCarthy, despite cuts noted by Johnson in a letter to Congress. The Speaker said the agreement slashed $16 billion in spending, according to his letter to colleagues, which he said represents the most favorable budget agreement Republicans have achieved in over a decade. Yeah, I mean, $16 billion in spending on what? Yeah, I guess we got to find out, right? Johnson's deal was met with swift backlash from some of his GOP colleagues who have been calling for much steeper budget cuts, with roughly a dozen House Republicans vocally condemning the spending deal. The conservative House Freedom Caucus blasted the agreement as a total failure. Representative Chip Roy, a Texas Republican and policy chair of the Freedom Caucus, has been a vocal critic of the tentative budget agreement. Appearing on the Blaze TV's Steve Deese show on Tuesday, Roy said he'd consider filing a motion to vacate Johnson over the deal. "I'm leaving it on the table," Roy said. "I'm not saying I'm going to file it tomorrow. I think the Speaker needs to know that we're angry about it." When asked about possibly removing Johnson from office, Representative Tim Burchett, a Tennessee Republican, told reporters on Tuesday that a lot of people were talking about it. Representative Victoria Spars, an Indiana Republican, told Newsweek on Tuesday that people here and there have been seriously considered ousting the Speaker. "Ultimately, it's up to us members to be able to do it," Spars said. "We'll have to figure it out and be strong. Ultimately, Mike Johnson needs to show he can win. He definitely inherited a difficult situation, so we'll judge the result." Spars told Newsweek that Republicans need to up their game and force Democrats to negotiate on spending totals. "I think Republicans really need to become serious and force Democrats at the table because inflation, higher spending, and taxes are going to be destructive for our country. They already are." Representative Nancy Mace, a South Carolina Republican, told Newsweek that she hasn't heard the motion to vacate calls from her colleagues. However, she offered a warning for fellow Republicans on the deal. "We're looking at $50 trillion in debt in the next 9.5 years. So Republicans are going to be just as much at fault as Democrats with record high spending that is going to continue to harm our economy and hardworking middle-class families," Mace said. "Well, you think?" So it sounds like to me they're really not going to oust Mike Johnson. I think they just want to scare him a little bit, and I don't even know if this would actually scare him. But I got to say, I don't appreciate how they keep spending money left and right. They won't do anything for the people. And meanwhile, I keep hearing that my Social Security is going to be running out by the time that I need it, even though I've paid into it my entire life. And that's just messed up considering that we're giving money to all these countries and we're allocating all these resources within our own country to move and accommodate illegal aliens like what they're doing in New York, putting 2,000 immigrants into school tonight. Things like that where we should be able to secure our borders and secure the retirement for the working class before they care about if the government shuts down, before they care about if Russia or Ukraine wins a war or any other country. I'm ready for these leaders to be voted out if they don't care about America and Americans first. I love the America First agenda, and I believe that our country is probably going to fall apart if we don't elect leaders that believe in America First this year. So anyways, I hope you guys agree with me. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.